Hello, Pisces, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of March 29th through April 4th. And during that time, we have first the waxing gibbous moon for the first part of the week. And that is a time for a deeper understanding and outlook. We're showing that we can be flexible and make adjustments on those things that we have been working on since the new moon. We then move into the full moon energy. The full moon's on April 2nd, but of course that energy can last, the day before, during, and even after. And that's a time of heightened emotions. You might be feeling a little snappy, a little bit irritable. If you're like me, you may just have positive energy. I mean, I'm very energetic. I do have slight changes in my sleeping patterns where I feel like I might just wake up in the middle of the night on the full moon and I just can't go back to sleep. So I just get up and try to find something to do with that energy, that extra energy. We then move into the waning gibbous, and that is, of course, a time of self-reflection and rebirth. Everything kind of calms down a little bit, but it's a good time for us to get rid of our bad habits and our negative thinking. So think of those moon energies as we're moving through the week and just kind of keep them in mind. So, your overall message for this particular reading, Pisces, is you are very close to achieving your goal. All right, this will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. All right, and as I'm shuffling the tarot cards, my fun weekly reminder for you, Pisces, is that you take some time to get out into nature. So, a lot of times time goes by and it's been a while since we've just sat and gazed at some water, a lake or the ocean. If you're near the ocean, we're all a little bit jealous, but even a lake can do it. It's just fun to just hear the birds and things that are out there, the fish maybe jumping around, and or to just get out and take a walk in the woods. Just hear little noises, little animals scurrying about. I just love to hear the sounds of all of that. But it's very meditative, and it just feels so good for your soul. So that's my fun weekly reminder, is take some time this week to get out into nature, find a beautiful view, and just take it in. Maybe go watch a sunset, the full moon. So that's a good time at night to get out and look at the night sky and just study the moon, watch that moon for a little bit. So, all right. Anyway, I will stop babbling on about that. Let's get into this reading. Pisces, March 29th through April 4th, you're very close to achieving your goal. And your overall energy right now is the Six of Pentacles, which is a lot of times feeling a little like an outsider. I call this the comparison is the thief of joy card. For that reason. So, are you feeling like an outsider on, and that of course can be in the financial realm. But it can also, be when it comes to just people, friends around you, work colleagues, different things. There's some reason where you're just kind of feeling a little bit like an outsider. And were you doing some comparing? Maybe. That sometimes is the result of that. But sometimes it's just, you just feel like you're on the outs and you're not even really quite sure why, how you got there. Um, and if it is financial, again, comparison is the thief of joy. You are where you are based on your own decisions right now. You can change that, but where you are right now, you kind of have to just live and let live and accept what is there. What is your current situation? Is the Four of Swords here. So this is about resting and meditating. Are you waiting for something to come in or something to change there with that six? Are you meditating to try to get over feeling like an outsider on some way? It could be. It could be that you just need to rest and meditate. You just need to rest it up a little bit. Maybe you've been going too hard. Maybe it's just the stress is kind of cracking you. So take some time this week to just take some time for you. Again, resting, meditating can happen in nature. Just saying. I was saying that just a bit ago. What is at the root of your situation, Pisces, right now is the Wheel of Fortune. So something is evolving for you. Something is changing. It might have you a little bit concerned. And this might be, again, why you're feeling a little bit like an outsider or feeling like something is going on there. The Wheel of Fortune can, of course, be about fortune, but it's about life changing just from one day to the next. Like your life is going along, and this happens to all of us, by the way. Your life's going along and you're like, everything's great. Every day's the same as the next. And all of a sudden, bam, something changes. And now your life is different for whatever reason. Could be positive, could be negative. Hold on a second. I think I just inhaled a bunch of incense, so went right down my lungs. Let's get a drink of my tea there. Okay. Yeah, and life just changes all of a sudden, and things are different, and it's weird, and there's an adjustment that takes place, and you might feel like an outsider for a minute, or feel like you're like, what is happening? And that's what the rest of meditation is, to kind of just take a breather. It's okay. We don't always know what's ahead of us, but you just got to, sometimes you just have to take things day by day. That's just what happens. In your recent past here is the judgment card. So you might have just recently learned something that has kind of made you judge something, or it's kind of changed your awareness. The judgment card is really about arriving at some sort of, some sort of truth. It's having a new awareness because you're learning more information. So something has maybe come to light here in your recent past that is making you feel this, where you're kind of like, this thing came to light, things have changed. I just want to lock myself in my room and be quiet. And maybe you do, and maybe you can, but let's keep going, and let's see what else is going on with these cards. What's on your mind this week is the Chariot. So you're thinking about making some sort of move. So this almost, for some of you, this could be work related. It could be that, in my situation here that I'm going to read this as, is you learn some new information about the company where you work, right? You're feeling a little bit like an outsider because maybe you weren't privy to this information the whole time. And you're like, what the heck? What the heck? Why isn't it? Am I the last to know? What's going on? And that's why life changes very quickly. And now you have to think about it, because you're going to have to make some sort of move. Now, is this your situation specifically? Not really. It's tarot is a template. So think, you can apply this to a relationship, to a friendship, to any other situation that you can think of. This could just be a mom's group that you're a part of, let's say, and there's some information, you feeling a little bit like an outsider because some information came in and you weren't really privy to all of it. And now you've got to make a move. Maybe you've got to find another mom's group. Maybe these aren't your people, right? So you're kind of resting and meditating and thinking about it. So think of tarot that way, in a template of this energy that's over. It'll be different for different Pisces. So, but yeah, something has changed. Something has changed for you, and it's causing you to think, oh, I have to, now my life has to change because of this. And it could be something that you have nothing to do with. It's just the way things are. Things are changing, things are evolving. And now you have to, like, oh, okay, I have to rethink how things are going to be. That was a lot to say. Let's move ahead here. What's ahead of you? A new journey. That's what happens when things change, and that may be happening for you. So in this case, my two scenarios where this could be a different job now for you. Now you have to go do that thing. Or maybe it's the mom's group. It just wasn't working out. Something happened and you're feeling like an outsider. You're like, I don't have to do that. So there is some new journey ahead of you. Now, are you there yet? Probably not, because of this Chariot card. The Chariot card isn't about movement. It's about almost like gathering all the information. To me, this is like getting your resume together, looking to see who's hiring out there, what's going on, before you even start with the Fool is the journey of the interviews, and where your next part of your life may take you. But again, some sort of change, that, again, you probably had no hand in. It's just the wheel of fortune. It's the wheel keeps turning. It changes. Life changes just about the time you think, oh, I know what life is. It's like, here's a change. Let's throw this in. Little smarty pants who thinks she knows what's going on. This happens all the time. I'm so used to it now. It's like, okay, what? Oh, great. That's great. Okay. In your advice position here, Pisces. So yeah, things happening very rapidly here with the 8 of Wands. So bam, bam, information just coming in. Things happening, coming almost where you're like, stop it. Stop the world. I want to get off, right? And the advice is to just know that that's coming. Just know that those changes are coming, and you're just going to have to kind of either deflect, accept one when you can, whatever, deflect, ignore some of them. But things are going to be happening pretty quickly. All right. What is beyond your control this week is the Star card. So of course, whatever this is changes your direction. And the cool thing about the Star card is it changes your direction, and honestly, it's always it's always positive. You always, in the midst of the chaos and in the midst of like, all this stuff's coming at me, you can't really see it, but sometimes very calmly in the dark of night, 6 months down the road, You're looking out at the night sky and you're like, you know what? Thank God that thing happened, because look where I am now. Look where I am now. This is amazing. This never would have happened if this and this and that. So that's usually what happens. It's usually an improvement. I'm just going to say, what is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? The Hermit card. So the Hermit, I see, I mean, it is another four, just like this four, right? Rest and meditation. There's the Hermit. Same four. Look up angel number 44, by the way. It's a very number that's very close to me. I see it all the time. But here's the Hermit, who is also about rest and meditation and going within, just like this guy. Um, is that your secret desire right now? Are you trying to avoid that? Because we've got two indicators now that that's exactly what you need to do. It's just rest, go within, let your mind go. Things are probably going to come to you. Again, I feel like anytime things change like this in a turbulent way, it takes you to a better place. It's always an improvement, right? It's hard to see in the moment. I understand. And your outcome is you have to think your way out of it here with the 8 of Swords. Did we have it? Yeah, we had 2 8s. So now we've got 2 8s here. So look up angel number 44, look up angel number 88, and see what those have to do with your situation. But it looks like you are going to have to think your way out of it. And that's probably why you've got these two cards too. Rest and meditation, the Hermit. This light of the Hermit is only lighting his next step. It's not lighting the whole world so the Hermit can see into his future. None of us can see that. All we can really do is think our way through, just like she is here. And the Hermit can only see his next step or two, right? That's all you can do. Even the Fool's not looking at his next step. He's just going to go. But that's ahead of you, is that there's a new journey. And again, new journeys make for new adventures and new fun and games. All right. So what's hidden from you, Pisces? The Moon. Okay. So what you're not listening to right now, and you're not listening to your intuition. You're not following the signs of the universe. You're not paying attention to synchronicities and that sort of thing. Those things that come to us in the night. So do that rest and meditation. Get in your hermit mode and listen to yourself. Listen to your intuition that's hidden from you, because it's hard to do. It's hard to do when you have chaos and things are changing all of a sudden. It's hard to go. I mean, you're kind of just managing life instead of going, let me stop. Let me just stop for a minute and like listen to my inner voice. I know that's hard to do. I really do. But you have to take those quiet moments and try to do that. All right, let's get you a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck to try to guide you. I'm not even sure if I see big changes for you this week. I do see the start. There's some sort of start. There's like a catalyst of some sort of change this week for you that does make you kind of go in and kind of start rethinking, like, oh, I need to think this through. All right, final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Live your soul, not a role. What does your soul want to do? What does your soul say about again, this could template over so many situations, a work situation. Like I use the example of your play group. It could be a family situation. It could be, there's just so many things that it could be, but it's the energetic template over things for the Pisces collective. All right, let's get a self-care wisdom card. How do you need to take care of you this week, Pisces? And the card, if these things want to shuffle, Pisces for March 29th through April 4th. Okay, this card right here. The card that you get is the card called Focus. If you focus on what you don't want, there's a good chance you might get it. Focus on what you do want instead. Well, there's some advice that we could all take. Don't focus on what you don't want. Let that intuition come in. Give yourself the space. The hermit is wise, and the hermit is within all of us. The hermit knows exactly what to do when we can just quiet our minds enough to let that hermit come through. And the hermit always knows the wise thing to do. So make sure you're trying to listen to the hermit, and make sure that if you don't focus on what you don't want. You do need to focus on the positive a little bit. And if you're sitting around thinking, well, I'm feeling like an outsider because I just got blindsided by this thing and I should have, blah, 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 let's try to think of the positive. You have to just try to be as positive as you can this week, Pisces, for whatever this is. Again, I don't see this wrapping up. It's like the start of it. It's the catalyst this week, but it's going to put you on some new journey. So you're going to have to amp up and get ready for that. Pisces, thank you so much for being here. I hope there's some positive way that this reading will help you in your life this week. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment and let me know what is resonating with you. You have something going on like this that kind of dropped into your life and now you're having to manage it. Drop me a comment and let me know. Also, if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe will help you find me next time. And I think that's pretty awesome because you can come back and we can see where this story might go. So thanks so much, Pisces. Good luck with all of this, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.